Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, you're just spinning your wheels? You're busy all day, yet you don't feel truly effective. Stephen R. Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is more than a productivity book. It's a blueprint for living with purpose, balance, and leadership. Today, I'm going to walk you through each of the 7 habits in detail with examples you can apply immediately. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear map to start transforming not just your results, but your entire approach to life. Let's dive into Habit 1. Habit 1. Be proactive. Most people go through life reacting to circumstances, blaming traffic, their boss, or bad luck. Covey says effectiveness starts with taking responsibility. Being proactive means focusing on your circle of influence, the things you can control, instead of worrying about the circle of concern, the things you can't. For example, instead of saying, "My boss stresses me out," a proactive person asks, "What can I do to better manage this situation?" It's about shifting from victim mode to creator mode. That small mental shift changes everything. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Imagine climbing a ladder for years only to realize it's leaning against the wrong wall. That's what happens when we chase goals without a clear vision of what truly matters. Habit 2 is about defining your end goal before you start. Covey encourages writing a personal mission statement, your compass for decision-making. Ask yourself, what do I want to be remembered for? What values will guide my choices? When you begin with the end in mind, your daily actions align with your bigger purpose. For example, if your mission is to be a present and loving parent, that principle will guide how you balance work and family time, even when life gets busy. Habit 3. Put first things first. Now that you know your values, Habit 3 is about living them. Covey uses the time management matrix to separate the urgent from the important. Most people live in Quadrant 1, dealing with crises and deadlines, or Quadrant 3, busy with other people's demands. Highly effective people focus on Quadrant 2, activities that are important but not urgent. Things like exercise, learning, building relationships, and planning. They don't scream for your attention, but they shape your future. Think of it like sharpening an axe before cutting wood. If you only chase urgent tasks, you'll burn out. But if you prioritize what really matters, you'll build a life that reflects your values. Habit 4. Think win-win. In a world where many think life is a competition, Covey challenges us to adopt an abundance mindset. Win-win thinking means creating solutions where both sides benefit. Instead of saying, "I win, you lose," highly effective people say, "Let's find a way where we both win." For example, in business, this could mean negotiating a contract where both the client and the provider feel valued. In relationships, it could mean finding compromises that strengthen trust instead of resentment. Win-win isn't about being nice, it's about being fair, collaborative, and building long-term success. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Communication is the foundation of relationships. But here's the truth. Most of us don't listen to understand, we listen to reply. Covey teaches empathetic listening, putting yourself in the other person's shoes before sharing your perspective. Imagine your friend is stressed about work. Instead of jumping in with advice, you pause and reflect their feelings. It sounds like you're overwhelmed. That simple act builds trust and opens the door for real dialogue. Once people feel understood, they're much more willing to hear your side. This habit transforms arguments into conversations and strangers into allies. Habit 6. Synergize. Have you ever worked with a group where the combined result was far greater than what any single person could achieve? That's synergy. Habit 6 is about valuing differences. Instead of fearing opposing viewpoints, highly effective people see them as opportunities for creativity. Think of a team project. One person is detail-oriented, another is a big-picture thinker. Alone, they'd have blind spots. Together, they create something balanced and powerful. Synergy is where respect and collaboration turn diversity into innovation. Finally, Habit 7 reminds us that effectiveness isn't about endless work. It's about renewal. Covey describes 4 dimensions of renewal: physical, exercise, nutrition, rest; mental, reading, learning, problem solving; emotional, relationships, service, connection; and spiritual, reflection, meditation, and purpose. If you don't sharpen the saw, you become dull and ineffective. But when you invest in renewal, you bring energy and clarity back into everything you do. So those are the 7 habits of highly effective people. Be proactive, begin with the end in mind, put first things first, think win-win, seek first to understand, then to be understood, synergize, and sharpen the saw. These aren't quick fixes. They're timeless principles for living a life of effectiveness and meaning. The real magic happens when you practice them consistently, one step at a time. Which of these 7 habits speaks to you the most? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more book summaries that can transform your life. Thanks for watching, and remember, true success begins with who you choose to become.